Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
So I understand you want to be a physical therapy assistant when you graduate college. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm also understanding that you're taking classes right now to get ready for that program.
Yeah.
And but you're not exactly sure 100% if that's what you want to do after you're done with all your classes.
Exactly.
So what I want to go over today is to find out what you liked in your general education and classes to prepare you for this physical therapy program. If there's anything you liked about it, and maybe we can stay course to what you're doing, or maybe we can change it up. I just want to see what you like so I can get a better picture of your future agenda. Does that
Sure.
sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So I took general ed for 4 years, trying to prepare for this program, and it's a lottery every 2 years. So I've been waiting for 2 years, and right now I'm currently taking 2 classes: nutrition and marketing. The program opened a month ago, and I applied. I have all the prerequisites. I finished general ed, and I passed everything with a C or better. So now I'm just waiting to see if I get into the program. And regarding what classes I really liked, there weren't really any classes that stood out to me because I'm not really a fan of college, but I like basketball. Psychology was fun. The professor wasn't the best, and probably the best professor I had was in my math class, so I enjoyed that class the most. But yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully, I get into the program. But I'm not too sure if that's really what I want to do. I'm mostly doing it because my dad kind of showed me this program. So we'll see what happens. If I don't get in, then I'll try doing something else. But as of now, this is like the path I'm going at.
Okay, so I understand you weren't physical therapy assistant wasn't your first choice because your father told you about the program and you kind of got the info from him.
Yeah. Kind of pushed me to do it.
He kind of pushed you to do it, but you weren't like 100% sure to doing it
Exactly.
when he talked about it with
Yeah.
you. So, but I understand. So you mentioned you're taking like psychology. You like that.
I took some.
You took psychology. You like it. So you also like doing basketball. Is there what other classes that you took? Did you take any class? The prerequisite class that you took for the physical therapy assistant program. Did you like anything about those classes at all? Just anything, any little things you liked about that program to prepare you for it, or did you not like a lot of things? I just want to get a feel for what you did like, what you didn't like, based on the prerequisites that you took.
Well, I took the majority of my classes when COVID started, so I couldn't really get a true feeling on how those classes would be in person because over the computer screen it's a little bit different. But before COVID, I just took like the regular stuff, English, math, and those things you don't really need for physical therapy. But yeah, there weren't really any classes I truly was like passionate about that I went to class and I'm like, yes, I want to be here, I love it. Only basketball, basically.
I understand. So you said psychology you like, but
The professor
was not good. But you like the material in psychology.
I like the idea of psychology. It's just I got unlucky with my class because the professor wasn't the best. And the
Okay.
way she taught us, and she just basically told us read 5 chapters in 1 week. And that's not how I learn. I like videos and visual stuff, examples, and that's not what it was.
Right. Well, what I think, what I suggest actually, based on what you're telling me, is if that you like psychology, and there's various types of psychology you can do. There's a class that called 211 Learning. I remember I took that class, and that talks about kind of like the emphasis of how people learn based on their environment. There's also developmental psychology, which is like psychology based on like the growth of humans from birth to old age, and there's a lot of there's neuropsychology, and they talk about the brain a lot, like functions of the brain and
Yeah.
things like that. So you know maybe you can just try taking one of those classes and seeing how you like it, because it tells me the best thing that you liked about your education experience so far is psychology and basketball.
Yeah.
So I know that sports psychologists have a good reputation in sports because they help athletes deal with pressures for performing in the game a lot, and they deal with athletic psychology is very prominent in sports right now, especially because of COVID. So that could be a field maybe you were interested in, but I'm not trying to push you or anything. I'm just making suggestions. So have you looked into other psychology classes based on what you have taken in the past in psychology?
Yeah, so I actually wanted to take, I forgot the name of it, but it was a psychology more focused on like ADHD, OCD, like mental uh, problems that people have. But the class was full, so I ended up just taking general psychology. Um, and I didn't even know that sports psychology existed, so that might be something that I look into also because I love sports. I've always wanted to do around sports, and I might look into that one. Thanks for the suggestion.
No problem. So, I understand you told me earlier that your father pressured you to do physical therapy assistant, something he's so. Did he like suggest it, and you just kind of said like, yeah, I'll do it, or was he like just like telling you to just to do it like as a career, and he wanted you to do that, or was there basically what I'm trying to say is was there anything in you that wanted to do that field, not based on what your father said, but anything in you that wanted to do it, or were you strictly doing it for your father's approval?
I mean, I think he was just suggesting it, but he comes from Russia, and the way he talks sometimes it's like comes off different to Americans, or at least I grew up here, so I'm American. But it seemed like he was kind of pressuring me, like, "Oh, you need to go do this. It's a really good field." And he's done that with other things like nursing and all that. But for me, I felt like he was pressuring me. But to him, I don't think he was meaning to pressure me. It just came off that way.
I understand. Okay, well, so maybe you could talk to a counselor at your community college and decide on some fields that you like and talk about that with them. I know we mentioned sports psychology might be an interest to you. I also you like different psychology classes, so maybe you can come up with a plan for the counselor to talk about, to take some psychology courses and seeing how you like that, and if you like that, maybe you know if you like sports and like psychology, maybe go into sports psychology. That's a really good field. I'm not sure exactly what colleges offer that around here, but I know your counselor has that information. So
Yeah, I think a big thing about that though is that I need a good professor because if I get a bad professor, then I'm not going to be interested in the class anymore. Like, for example, general psychology, I just don't have a passion for learning about it really anymore because my professor wasn't the best. So I think if I get a good professor, that would do a lot for me. And I think that's what, schools need more of is good professors that actually teach subjects instead of telling students to just go read a book and go along with their day.
right. Well, I think we covered everything that we probably needed to cover today. So I appreciate your time, and hopefully good luck in the future, and good if you're planning on taking psychology classes. I hope it works out for you, and maybe sports psychology would be a field that you'd like to pursue.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'll look into it.
All right. Have a good day. Thank you.
You too.